There's a lesson that I learned from Rob Henderson, which is like an interesting addition to what we're talking about here. And he asked the question, why do we feel insulted, or why do our cheeks flush when somebody accuses us of something that we know that we haven't done? And the issue here is that we don't exist in a vacuum, and we care about other people's interpretations of us. And a disinformation campaign, even if it's grounded in falsehood, can still negatively impact our status. So even if you know that this isn't true and all of the rest of it, functionally, to everybody that isn't you, or maybe many people that aren't you, or maybe some people who are influential that aren't you, this can have the same impact as if it was true. So that the man being an island and I have faith in my own word, as soon as you start to build this out, there's a reason for trepidation there.
I think so. I was trying to think about like what are counter examples. So like if someone attacks your character, right? So let's say someone comes out and says Alex did some sort of sexual allegation or something like that I know isn't true, whatever, but they say that. Now that's going to besmirch my reputation, right? Now I can't be like, you're right, and if you really knew, right? You know, right? So those are the situations, right? So like if someone just says like, you're full of shit, or your business advice is bad, or whatever, then that's one thing. But in those situations, the only counter that I have seen is to be louder. And so if someone increases the volume on something, I don't believe that you draw attention to that person. I've more or less not been in the I'm going to address someone directly, but I may counter what this person says without addressing them and be 10 times bigger and louder about it as a way to counteract that. And so like I had a bad reputation in college, which I've shared some of that in my story before. And the reputation was that I was a philanderer and was, all about girls and whatever. And so I wanted to not have the reputation. And so it wasn't like I was going to go talk to those girls and be like, I need you to recant your story. I had to make my actions so much louder that I was no longer going to be that way for an extended period of time to counteract that thing. And so if we're thinking about like how to respond to people being shitty to you, if you believe what they say and it's true, agree and one up. If what they say is something that isn't true but does besmirch your reputation, then you can only respond by being louder with the truth. And I think that like, I think about these things, obviously we're in a position where we have to deal with this all the time, as like almost playbooks for dealing with shots.
Well, this is one of the things that people got wrong about Dave Portnoy's cancellation. So
I didn't even know he got canceled.
Dave had sex with maybe two or three girls that sold a story. No, separately.
Oh, okay.
Sold a story to The Atlantic, I think. Yeah, Pussynum. sold a story to someone, and they were looking around. And I think they're still going. I'm pretty sure that only a couple of months ago, they tried to notify some pizza event that he was doing. Yeah. Do you know that we're investigating him about that? And then he called them out. So what's happened is there's been a million Me Too allegation things that have come across. People saw the way that Dave Portnoy responded. He came out of the fences absolutely swinging. Swinging so hard, said, this is fucking bollocks, it's baseless. I think he maybe even somehow had video evidence or audio evidence of some kind, maybe internal CCTV cameras. Basically, all of this stuff is dog shit.
Yeah.
People took. Dave Portnoy didn't take any shit, and he didn't back down, and he didn't do an apology, and he didn't do the rest. It's like, yeah, guess why? Because he didn't do it.
Right.
Because he wasn't in the wrong.
Yeah.
If you are the guy that did do the thing, you don't have that. That's a firm foundation. Right. What you're doing there is just creating this like cathedral of lies and dog shit on top of a sandcastle of lies and dog shit.
Which will then get found out and you'll get hit. You'll get slammed 10 times.
Way harder.
Yeah. Rightfully so, to be fair.
But that's the thing. So learning, okay, why did he do this particular tactic? Well, he ran that play because the basis of where he was at allowed him to.
Loud as shit about the truth. One thing that we talked about earlier with canceling, and I have relatively contrarian views on canceling. I genuinely believe that you cannot be canceled. You can only be canceled in two ways. You can be canceled if you choose to stop making content, stop being public, or all means and methods and channels of communication that you do not control, remove you from it. So like, for example, there's Tate, right? And he had his, he's not allowed to be on the platforms, but they allow his content to be on the platform. So has he been canceled? No, I would argue no.
And there's still other platforms.
And he continues to make content. So to me, this is actually really a heartwarming security feeling. And I get warm and fuzzies around that. Reassuring. Thank you. Because it means that cancellation is, you have to agree to be canceled. No matter how bad, like if you mess up,
the platform.
If they had AI face recognizing him and eliminated him from the platform, he would be canceled. Like there's no method of communication outside of in person. He would have no leverage. Agreed. But barring that, if you continue to make content, no matter what you did, people will find out about you. More people will know it about you, and your message will get disseminated. And whether you choose to like recant something that you did, or, like right or wrong, apologize, or do what Dave did and say like, this is complete bollocks, this is my little UK term, and just be even louder, you choose to be canceled. And I like that because I like to have as many things under my control as I can.
Yeah. I've been like thinking about the Streisand effect, because everyone's always said, cancellation makes people bigger. I think that is cope. I think it's massive cope. I don't think that cancellation makes people bigger. Alex Jones, for instance, when he got about as close to unpersoned, I think, as you can get. Very, very difficult. I wasn't seeing, for the last, 5 years, 8 years, whenever he got taken off Twitter, I wasn't seeing him on YouTube unless he was on somebody else's show. I wasn't seeing him on Instagram. I wasn't seeing him on Twitter. Steve will do it as a good example as well. Like, he can't even be in the background of other people's YouTube videos. And he's got shares in Rumble and he's doing all of this other stuff. But still, that's a pretty big unpersoning. And I think it's kind of cope to say, oh, but so many more people are searching them. Like, the entire internet is built on convenience.
Yeah.
If you think that making it more inconvenient for someone to access someone makes them bigger, you are fundamentally forgetting human nature. Now, maybe in this, beautifully utilitarian, rational view of the world, the person that wants to see the thing, they might go and get the thing. But it's like, hey, guess what? Like, TikTok's got an unlimited scroll.
Yeah.
And they're just going to keep going. And if they don't appear, they don't appear.
And to draw this into IRL for everyone who's like, okay, well, that might be convenient for Alex Jones and whatnot. Like, he can or can't be canceled, whatever. I think that, at least for me, the through line on this is, like, if you do some embarrassing thing, which happens, we're human. The only way it compounds into being, like, a much bigger problem is if you become a recluse. You choose to not go out. You choose to disassociate with everyone else. Like, you choose to agree to the terms that the people around you are telling you have to agree to. And that's where I think you can say no.
Destiny's got this idea. He told me this story. I think it was like VidCon or Vid Summit 2012. And Destiny's sprayed it around a bit in his career. And he was at this huge YouTuber convention, and his ex-girlfriend or something got access to his Twitter account and leaked his dick pics on his Twitter while he's at this Vid Summit thing, surrounded by his peers. So he's trending. So it's not only, oh my God, look what's happening on the internet. It's, oh my God, the internet has now become real life, and it's in front of me, and there's thousands and thousands of people, and they all know what's going on. And Finding Nemo, just keep swimming, keep swimming, from Dory. His is just keep streaming. He says, everybody only remembers your last 4 streams.
Yeah.
So sure enough, he went on first stream, just the chat is lit up, taking the piss out of him, and here it is. Second one, still lots and lots and lots of jokes. Third one, like a few less. And then fourth one, pretty much gone.
Yeah.
So after 4 streams.
It's not funny anymore, we've all heard it.
Yeah. So True Geordie he's like a British UK YouTuber, big guy. And a few years ago, his DMs got leaked from his verified Instagram account, saying some like pretty dirty sex stuff to a girl. And
she was of age?
She was of age. Yeah. There was no. It was fine. It was kind
totally
of.
fine.
I guess it was intimate.
It was intimate
and like embarrassing or whatever for him. But he was silent, pretty much silent for 5 days, and then got probably the best roast comedian in the UK to come on and annihilate him for 20 minutes in a video and put it out on his own YouTube channel. And it's that Be Rabbit thing. Tell these people something that they don't already know about me. Yeah. Like, what joke are you going to make that Stephen tries? Like, literally the most vicious, funny, sardonic UK roast person hasn't already said. And it showed that he could laugh at himself.
Dude, this is the take what they say, one up them. Right, and so like I'm gonna
they say, find a person who is professional at one-upping them, and then bring them in and then publish it to your 1 million-person YouTube channel.
Yes, like we actually teach this from a customer service. I know I'm going totally cross-pollination here, but we call it there can only be one person in the angry boat, and so customer comes in, they're shouting, and I learned this from my one of my earliest business mentors. I worked at a fur coat dealer. So like brushing, furs, it's a glorious job. I was 18, it was the summer. And so this lady walks in and I was at the retail shop, which normally I was in the warehouse where the peasants were. And so this lady comes in and she's making a whole mess of noise. And the guy walks towards me, because the owner, and I see him like roll his eyes. And then as he turns the corner to go where she can see him, he like his face turns into a smile. And then he's like, Mrs. Robinson. And then he just goes into rage mode. And I was like, whoa, what's happening? And he was like, wait, there was a button missing on your jacket. He's like, give me that jacket. He like pulls it out. He's like, who sold this to you? Who let you walk? He said, did anyone see you in this? And he was like, tell me their names right now. I'm going to they're going to be out of here. Like, we're going to terminate their employment. We're going to make sure that they never eat again, all this stuff, whatever. And she, all of a sudden, she was like, oh, no, no one saw me in it. I just saw it when I got home. If you guys could just, of course we're going to fix it. No question whatsoever. And so, of course, he takes the ticket, she leaves, he comes to the back, and he just looked at me and he was like, only one person can be in the angry boat. And it was a lesson that has stuck with me and so in this instance, everyone is angry at you. And so the only thing because people are contrarian by nature, all you can do is be angrier than them at whatever it is. And so like getting the comedian to like, oh, you think he insulted me? Like, here's a picture of my cold shriveled dick after a nice after my polar plunge. You want to see like, so it's like, can you do that? And it's just leaning into what feels unnatural and uncomfortable, but it's the only way to respond.